Welcome to Kitchens Conversations with Amberth. Today we will be looking at 5 things to look out for when choosing porcelain worktop for your new kitchen. My guest today is Alexandra Zanfir. Alexandra is the regional sales manager for Xtone by Porcelanosa. Xtone is part of the Porcelanosa group, which consolidated position has been built on values such as innovation and design. Each company within Porcelanosa group specializes in its own area of expertise. Xtone specializes in the development of the sintered stone. What is sintered stone? Sintered stone is the next generation of work surfaces. It's created during a process of crushing the raw natural materials under intense pressure and then baking in a kiln in extreme temperature of around 1200 degrees. Welcome, Alexandra.
Thank you. Thank you, Inga.
It's a pleasure to have you here with me today.
Oh, well, I'm really excited and happy that you've invited me. So I'm glad to be here.
Today, we will be talking, as I mentioned, about 5 things to look out for when choosing a porcelain worktop. At Amberth, we've been working with porcelain worktops for many years now, and we love that product and we actually really enjoy working with it. But I would like you to get a chance to present it to our audience and to people who are looking into their new kitchen and trying to choose the best worktop option for them. So first of all, I would like to ask you, why would they consider porcelain instead of any other finish?
Well, I would say mostly because porcelain is an extremely hard surface, and the clients, they wouldn't have to worry when it comes to staining and other damage that daily household life can inflict on natural marble, for instance. But it can be manufactured with comparable beauty thanks to the latest technology in the production that we are using. Unlike marble or granite, each porcelain slab is uniform. So the clients, for instance, they would not have to take time off from work just to visit a stone yard to choose their remodeling project slabs. And the reason for that is because if you're opting for a marble look, for instance, which is one of the most popular porcelain styles in use for kitchens right now, you'll be able to continue a vein across a wide wall or cabinet with a lovely book match feature wall slabs for traditional upscale look. This Xtone, it's solid, it's dependable and durable, and porcelain in general gives a timeless luxury worktop that requires little maintenance and care, which is great. Every client would like to have that.
Yes, kitchens are built for many years, and the longevity of the kitchen and the easiness to use it and maintain it is very important to everyone. In terms of the colors and finishes, what is the choice offered?
Well, we have a wide selection and different, like a variation of ranges available for the clients to choose. We have over 50 colors.
Wow, that is amazing.
With 4 possible thicknesses. It will be a variation which color comes available in which thickness, but it's still a wide selection. So we have 6mm, 9mm, 12 and 20. The 12 and 20 millimeter slabs, they will be the ones suitable for transformations such as worktops, and the slab sizes for those will be 154 by 328. However, we will have to take into consideration the fact that we have to trim the edges 20 mil each side before we do any inner cutouts. So we're only losing a little bit from that.
And why do we have to cut? Why do we have to trim it? Is there any special reason for that?
It's only because we have to release the tension before we doing the inner cutouts. We are doing that while we are manufacturing the slabs, but just to be in the safe side, the fabricator will trim the edges again. So that's going to be durable for the clients when the worktop is going to be installed. We have different finishes as well. We start from a soft matte surface to high gloss like glass finish. We also have some beautiful silk satin finishes, and
which is a combination. It's got a little bit of sheen. It's actually lovely finish, is it?
It's in between the matte and the polished one, let's say.
Yes.
So I'm sorry I can't give you a sample to try, but if the clients they will require, we can obviously send them over to their houses if it's needed.
Yes, and you've got a beautiful showroom in Hanover Square in London, but also we at Amberth provide we've got a whole box of samples, a full range of samples from you, and we're always happy to show them to the clients. In terms of you mentioned the thicknesses, can you just run us through the thicknesses again? What thicknesses have you got?
So the ones that they are suitable for worktops, they'll be the 12 and 20 millimeter. And the clients, they can choose a various range from marble. If they want to have they prefer the marble look, you have the option to choose the stone, the concrete, the wood effect. We also have metallic, or we just have plain colors, which is beautiful because it's obviously a sintered stone, but it mimics different applications and variations of the natural, beautiful products that we have in the world, and which ones are, some of them are quite unique, I would say.
Yes, and I think it's also quite good for the environment that we can copy it. We don't have to really take it out of the ground and use it. In terms of the thickness, some of our clients are looking to have a thicker worktops than 20 millimeters or 12. Those are usually used for quite modern and slick designs. What would we do? How can we achieve the thicker look?
So again, the beauty of Xtone and Porcelain Worktop is that you can achieve the contemporary look by using the 12 millimeter or the 20 if the clients prefer the thicker one. However, if they prefer having that beautiful chunky edge detail, the fabricator would be willing, it would be possible to build up and miter the edges, starting from 30, 40, 50 millimeters, 60, up to 100 if it's needed. So they can achieve that chunky traditional edge detail look that everyone loves in to have in their kitchens, and it looks quite expensive as well. It's going to be slightly more expensive, but it's a beautiful look to achieve.
However, some of the fabric, it's not really that it's going to break the bank and actually offers them a completely different choice. So I think the cost difference is not significant between 20 and having it mitre. So mitre is the 45 edge, so it's kind of almost seamless joined between them. In terms of constraints and limits, every product's got them. What would they be for porcelain?
Well, I would say there are some production limitation at the moment, like complex edge profile are not possible in ceramics as they are in stone. Only is like the square edges are possible, especially when it comes to the built up details. So we will only be able to have the square edges. We won't be able to have a curved worktop, for instance. So you will have to compromise.
Or curved edge.
Yes, it can be done with some of the 12 millimeter, but I would say it's more like a square edge detail.
Also, fact that it's a print, as you mentioned, means that the material is not full-bodied, which means that the veins do not go through if it's a marble look. With some of the colors, it's easier because if you've got the black body and black worktop, then it looks like a full body, doesn't it? Or if it's white and then it's white body, then it looks unified. But especially with the veined marble looking, that is something that clients should also consider when that the edge will be visible and it's not going to be the same finish as the work surface.
Well, that's only the case if we was to stick to the ranges that we have available in the
Yeah.
12 and the 20 mil thickness indeed. However, if the client would like to have that vein match edge detail, then the fabricator would be able to build it up for them, and it's going to have that beautiful continuity, and they would be happy with the end result because they just miter the edges and they match the veins perfectly, so you won't be noticing the difference. But if we was to stick to the contemporary look, then indeed you will have a slight difference in between the printing that is on top and the edge detail, because that's going to be polished. However, I think we have two exceptions from the ranges that we have available, be H clay and H dark, which the printing is almost following all the way through. And who knows, in the future we probably might bring some others, but I'll make sure to keep you updated.
Yes, you always do. That's what I'm sure. I must say that our fabricator is great at matching and following the veins on the edge. So that's also what we show in the showroom, and we've done projects in the past. So it's something that we pay quite a lot of attention to, and it's doable. It can be done. So it's not like it's a big problem. In terms of the worktop's maintenance, you mentioned at the beginning that the worktop is very durable and quite easy to maintain. But if you could tell me a little bit more about it, what would be the most important thing to consider during using and maintaining porcelain?
Well, I would say that Xtone and porcelain slabs that look like marble, wood, concrete, metallic, stone, they have none of their maintenance issues or usage restrictions. Like competitive quartz and solid surface materials, porcelain slabs, tops are non-porous, so they are safe
That's
and
very
healthy.
important.
Indeed, they are safe and healthy options for food preparation, unlike those two materials. However, porcelain can be installed outside, so indoor and outdoors, and they are both heat and frost resistant, which
So
is
if they
ideal.
use for the outside kitchen, they would be perfect.
Indeed. So if someone would like to have an outdoor kitchen, that's the perfect choice. That's the go-to, the
Yeah.
porcelain.
Sometimes when we do projects, some there is in and out look, and some of our clients been looking into having a kitchen continuously going into the garden, and that would be ideal finish for them to actually maintain exactly the same look. That's
Exactly.
fantastic.
That's the reason why we have Xtone, because it's ideal for this type of application, and especially when it comes to stain, heat, and water resistant. It's perfect, as I mentioned, it's perfect for outdoor applications because it eliminates the worry of sun damage, because it's completely UV resistant. It's also scratch and impact resistant. Obviously, when taking minimum precautions about using the cutting utensils when using in the kitchen, because this product is capable of absorbing the energy from impacts and loads, maintaining its integrity. But what I will have to mention, and it's quite important, about the ladies when they are wearing their beautiful diamond rings, they have to be a bit careful because they might scratch the surface along with a ceramic knife. And the reason for that is because the fabricators are using diamond blades to cut the material. So they're going to have the sharpness so I would say just be a bit wary and make sure you're going to take care of the beautiful the worktop and your diamond ring as well.
Yes, as we know, women love diamonds, so so it's actually something that we'll be very careful about.
Yes.
In terms of using porcelain, we are talking about the kitchens, and we're talking about the worktops. But alongside the worktops, we're also looking into splashbacks or some other areas of the kitchen. Where could we use porcelain? Is it only for the worktops, or it's got other applications? Could it be used for something else?
Absolutely, it can be used for various applications. So, as mentioned previously, we have Xtone. We've got numerous innovations and possibilities. We can integrate, like we have the possibility of integrating stuffs of furniture cladding, because we have such a wide resource base for designs when it comes to. We've got the marble look, we've got the concrete, the wood effect, the metallic, and those colors, they'll be adaptable to any type of project and any type of applications, like floor and wall cladding, worktops, furniture, tables, facades, swimming pools, staircases, fireplaces. We can build reception desks, vanity units. We've got bathtubs, shower trays, console tables. So I know it might sound extreme, but if your client would like to have their ceiling cladded with porcelain, that's a possibility. Because
Yes, and we used that in the past for the ceiling cladding, actually. And in terms of the furniture cladding, that's actually a really good option, especially in the high traffic areas. If you, for example, got a kitchen that you kind of go through and go outside, and you've got an open garden door, like you've got an inside out, that is also a very good area to use the cladding on the door, because that's usually the most fragile area as well. And splashbacks, giving us the opportunity to design similar, a single slab splashback with no interference, and kind of keep this nice and clear design. So for designers, and it is brilliant that we can actually use it in a different way and bring it into home in different areas. So I really think that that's a very strong point for the product.
I agree, because if your client would be interested in having their worktop matching their dining table, along with a lovely
Yes.
feature wall book match, it can be, or continuous pattern, even with the floor matching from the same range, or you can have a beautiful, you can choose a beautiful color scheme in between the ranges that we have available. They can almost have this seamless, unique, continuous pattern, and it's beautiful in a kitchen. It gives it's like an open space that gives you more room, and it just I think when it comes to designing, you have to be creative and show them the best options, and obviously the clients have to choose which one is the best option for them.
Yeah, of course, it's always, but we try to take them through the process seamlessly and easy, make it easy to follow and to make the decisions. As you mentioned, open areas, it's actually a big thing. Most of the time, the kitchens are within open plan setting, and that is actually quite important to combine the design and put different aspects of the design and make sure that it's coherent and it's pulled together. In terms of the sustainability and kind of the product being environmental friendly, is there anything that you wanted to mention? Because as I mentioned in the introduction, the product is made from raw natural materials. But is there anything else that we should kind of know about it?
Well, there are a few more things that we I can mention, obviously, of course, about it. We only using natural minerals like silica, feldspar, clays. So they be 100% natural minerals, no resins or acrylic use, which makes it an environmentally friendly product. So we mix all of these minerals together. We grind them into really fine powder. The finer the powder is, the more compact the surface would be, and it makes it like a non-porous surface, which is absolutely great because it's an antibacterial. It does not releases any volatile compounds like VOC, fungi. So it doesn't releases, especially with this COVID situation now.
Yes, at the moment, it's very important for people.
Yeah, so it's a really hygienic product to use, and basically the bacteria, they don't have room where to go inside of the surface because of the way we are manufacturing the slabs. There'll be a few more reasons why a few more things that makes this product eco-friendly. We also have for instance, when we are drying the slabs, to reduce the humidity of the slab prior to the inkjet printing process. The eco step that we have is that the steps that we do, they'll be done with the excess of the heat from the kiln. We also have the water. Yeah, we also have the water steam that produces electricity. So we've got low water usage, recycling of generated heat, 100% recyclable when its life cycle is done. So after we've discontinued some of the ranges, we will be recycling those materials, which is absolutely great for the environment.
Great, that's fantastic. And I think at the moment people become much more aware that it's not only the product itself, it's also the production process that we also need to look into, and how the manufacturers actually create the whole process from start to finish environmentally friendly, and become much more aware of that. And I'm really happy to hear that Xtone by Porcelain is actually adding to that and creating environmental friendly production and manufacturing processes. As we met here for the 5 things to look out for when choosing the porcelain worktop. If I may now recap what we discussed and actually give our clients the 5 points that we discussed. So the first one we were talking was, why should we finish? And we discussed that it's the durability and high resistance of the product. In terms of the colors and finishes, Xtone offers, you mentioned 50, around 50 different colors and finishes, imitating stone, marble, wood, metal, and many others. So I'm pretty sure everyone will find something for them. In terms of the constraints and limits, the main was the size of the slabs. When we design large islands, we need to make sure that we take into consideration. Also, the edge around the sink is something that is the most fragile for especially if they undermounted sinks. As for the consideration in terms of the using and durability, we can be assured that it's heat resistant and scratch resistant, and the only thing which could actually damage it is the diamond ring or ceramic knife you mentioned as well. So that's what we need to be careful about. And how can it be used? It can be used for splashbacks, wall cladding, tables, any of door cladding as well. So it's got lots of options for us to consider when we're planning the kitchen and the kitchen surrounding as well, as we mentioned, when we've got the open plans. So I would like to say a big thank you to Alexandra today. It was a pleasure speaking with you. We all learned so much, and it's actually, I think it's been fantastic to get to know porcelain worktops, and I hope you enjoyed it as well.
Thank you. I did very much indeed, Inga. It was absolutely a pleasure for me to be your guest today. So thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you again. And I hope to see you again in our conversations.
I'm sure I would be. I'd be honored to be part of it.
Thank you. Have a good day.